Wake up, my people. Wake up, Iroro Kingdom. Wake up, the kingdom of Iroro. Sacrilegious. This is blasphemy. Where are the warriors of Iroro Kingdom? Are you afraid to fight and defend the Iroro Kingdom? Rise up, the great warriors. Our kingdom is burning. Can you not smell the smoke of blasphemy? Where are the women of Iroro Kingdom? Wake up! Are you ashamed of your nakedness in protest? The children of Iroro Kingdom, today your mother's breast milk is an abomination, except they wake up. Sacrilegious! The king, the custodian of our tradition, culture and custom, had committed sacrilegious offense. The king had allowed aliens to invade our land, our kingdom. They came with a big book, reciting incantations. Wake up, Iroro Kingdom. Our king is brainwashed. Sacrilegious. A wife they had given him. Iroro King now consummates the love of a ghost. Today, the gods are angry with Iroro Kingdom. 3 minutes of total darkness we witnessed few days ago. Animals are dying without cause. Our children are dying. Bees swarming our village as never seen before. Wake up, Iroro Kingdom. The king must abdicate and Iroro Kingdom purify. I have 3 days to sound my warnings. Then my mission is complete and I will join our ancestors.
3 days after the town crier delivered his last warnings, he walked into the river and was never seen again, dead. In the heart of the African continent, there was an ancient kingdom known as Iroro, a kingdom with towering trees, palm trees, greenery, river and hills. For centuries, its people thrived amidst the harmonious blend of tradition, culture, and customs that defined their existence. They honored their ancestors, revered their gods, and upheld the sacredness of their land with unwavering devotion. In Iroro Kingdom, the position of the king was not just one of power and authority but also of immense responsibility and reverence. The king was seen as the earthly embodiment of the gods, entrusted with the task of safeguarding the kingdom's sanctity and prosperity. However, the tranquility of Iroro was soon shattered by the arrival of beings unlike any the kingdom had ever seen. Tall, with skin as pale as the moon and strange devices in their hands, they spoke in unfamiliar tongues and carried with them an air of otherworldly mystic. The people of Iroro watched with a mix of curiosity and apprehension as these strangers, whom they later dubbed aliens, descended upon their land. The king, intrigued by the novelty of these visitors and swayed by their promises of knowledge and power, made the fateful decision to welcome them into the kingdom. Little did he know that this decision would mark the beginning of a dark chapter in the history of Iroro. The aliens wasted no time in asserting their influence, armed with their strange contraptions and even stranger customs. They spoke through their noses in a manner that seemed comical to the people of Iroro, but their words carried a weight that could not be ignored. They presented the king with a large book filled with cryptic symbols and incantations, claiming it held the key to unlocking untold wisdom. As days turned into weeks, the influence of the aliens began to permeate every aspect of life in Iroro. They introduced new technologies and practices that challenged the traditional way of life, sowing seeds of discord and dissent among the people. Yet, it was the ultimate sacrilege committed by the king that would push the kingdom to the brink of chaos. In a bold display of defiance against the sacred customs of Iroro, the king took a white woman, a companion gifted to him by the aliens, as his lover. The act sent shockwaves throughout the kingdom, for such unions were considered an abomination, a betrayal of the very essence of their culture. The town crier, a venerable figure whose voice echoed through the streets of Iroro, took up the mantle of defiance. For 3 days and 3 nights, he sounded his warnings with a fervor that matched the intensity of the blazing sun. With each proclamation, he called upon the warriors, the women, and the children of Iroro to rise up against the encroaching darkness. "Where are the warriors of Iroro Kingdom?" he cried out, his voice carrying across the land like a clarion call. "Are you afraid to fight and defend Iroro Kingdom? Rise up, the great warriors." To the women, he spoke with a mixture of sorrow and urgency. "Our kingdom is burning," he lamented. "Can you not smell the smoke of blasphemy? Where are the women of Iroro Kingdom? Wake up, are you ashamed of your nakedness in protest?" Even the children were not spared from his impassioned pleas. "The children of Iroro Kingdom," he proclaimed, his voice trembling with emotion. "Today, your mother's breast milk is an abomination except they wake up. Sacrilegious, sacrilegious." But perhaps his most dire warning was reserved for the entire kingdom. "Today, the gods are angry with Iroro Kingdom," he declared, his voice ringing out with a solemn finality. 3 minutes of total darkness we witnessed a few days ago. Animals are dying without cause, our children are dying, bees swarming our village as never seen before. The king must be banished, and Iroro Kingdom purified. As the sun set on the 3rd day, the town crier's mission was complete. His voice, hoarse from days of relentless proclamation, finally fell silent, but his words lingered in the air like an ominous echo. The people of Iroro, stirred by his impassioned pleas, began to stir from their slumber, their resolve hardened by the realization that their very way of life was at stake. And so, with the spirit of their ancestors guiding their steps, the warriors of Iroro rose up to reclaim their kingdom from the clutches of sacrilege. With each battle cry, they vowed to defend their traditions, culture, and customs with a ferocity unmatched by any force on earth. As the warriors of Iroro rallied under the banner of their sacred traditions, the town crier, his mission fulfilled, made his way toward the banks of the river that had flowed through the kingdom since time immemorial. With each step, he felt the weight of his duty lift from his shoulders, replaced by a sense of peace that only comes from knowing one's purpose has been served. Reaching the edge of the river, the town crier paused, his gaze fixed on the shimmering waters that mirrored the twilight sky above. With a solemn nod to the spirits of his ancestors, he stepped into the cool embrace of the river, feeling its gentle current caress his weary frame. As he waded deeper into the water, the town crier felt a sense of liberation wash over him, a feeling of unity with the land that had shaped his very being. With each stroke, he moved further from the world of the living and closer to the realm of the ancestors, his spirit buoyed by the knowledge that his voice had echoed through the ages, a beacon of hope in the darkness. Meanwhile, back in the kingdom of Iroro, the fate of the king hung in the balance as the people convened to decide his punishment for the sacrilegious act he had committed. After much deliberation, it was decreed that the king would be banished from the kingdom, his name stricken from the annals of history, his legacy tarnished by his betrayal of the sacred trust bestowed upon him. With heavy hearts but unwavering resolve, the people of Iroro watched as the former king was escorted from the kingdom, his once proud stature diminished by the weight of his transgressions. As he disappeared into the horizon, a collective sigh of relief swept through the land, signaling the dawn of a new era for Iroro, one free from the shadow of sacrilege that had threatened to engulf them all. As for the white men who had brought chaos and turmoil to the kingdom, their fate was sealed by the same forces they had sought to exploit. With the banishment of their puppet king, their influence waned, their strange devices rendered powerless in the face of the indomitable spirit of the people of Iroro. And the big book they had brought with them, filled with promises of knowledge and power, was cast into the flames, its pages consumed by the righteous fury of those who refused to bow to the whims of outsiders. For in the kingdom of Iroro, True wisdom could only be found in the sacred traditions passed down from generation to generation, a legacy that would endure long after the last echoes of sacrilege had faded into oblivion.
Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.